Bonjour, c'est Claire at French in the Midlands. Hello, Claire at French in the Midlands here. Today's lesson is about those annoying linking words that you don't really know how to use properly, or not always. In this lesson, I reveal and explain about some of them, which are the main ones you need to know to speak French properly. Let's have a look. The first word I chose is pendant, which is a preposition. Pendant means during, and it means nothing else in French. In English, you could say in instead of during. Pendant les vacances, on fait du vélo. Pendant les vacances, on fait du vélo. During the holiday, we ride our bikes. In English, you can say in the holiday, we ride our bikes. But when it comes to translating in the holiday into French, be very careful. If it means during the holiday, then use pendant. Don't use anything else. Same for the next one. Pendant means for, as in le directeur a parlé pendant 2 heures. Le directeur a parlé pendant 2 heures. The manager talked for 2 hours. You say for 2 hours in English, but in French we actually say during 2 hours. So again, when you can swap for during, then it's pendant you need to use. Remember that. Pendant que is actually a conjunction because you've added a word to it. And it means while or whilst. Je suis allé faire les courses pendant que tu dormais. Je suis allé faire les courses pendant que tu dormais. I went to do the shopping while you were asleep. That's quite a useful conjunction to know, pendant que. Then we've got puisque. This one, people tend not to know it very well, but you will use it quite a lot in speech. It's also a conjunction, and it means since, but with the meaning of as. Puisqu'il n'y a rien dans le frigo, on ira manger au restaurant. Puisqu'il n'y a rien dans le frigo, on ira manger au restaurant. Since there is nothing in the fridge, we'll go to the restaurant. You see the meaning here is as there is nothing in the fridge. So just to make sure which one you should be using, if you can replace with as, then it means it's puisque you need to use in French. We also use puisque for emphasis. We use that expression quite a lot. You tell a story to someone and they're like, are you sure? And you say, puisque je te le dis, since I'm telling you, which means I am telling you, you need to believe me, I'm telling the truth. Very useful. Puisque je te le dis. Then we've got pour, which is also a preposition, possibly the most misused preposition by English speakers. Let me show you why. Pour, followed by a noun, means for. Very straightforward. C'est un cadeau pour toi. C'est un cadeau pour toi. It's a present for you. Pour toi, for you. But it also means to, as in order to, when it's followed by a verb. Elle a pris la voiture pour aller chercher sa fille à l'école. She took the car in order to collect her daughter from school. Elle a pris la voiture pour aller chercher sa fille à l'école. Of course, in English, you don't say in order to, you just say to collect her daughter from school. Notice here, aller chercher is to collect. Remember this one. Whatever you do, do not use pour when you want to say things like, oh, I've been doing this for 5 years. It doesn't work. We'll see a bit later what you need to use instead. I've included pour que in the list. It's a conjunction and it means so that. The problem with pour que is in French it's followed by the subjunctive. So let me explain. Let me show you an example. On va décaler nos vacances pour que tu puisses passer tes examens. On va décaler nos vacances pour que tu puisses passer tes examens. we are going to delay our holiday so that you can take your exams. Two things to remember here. Always use the subjunctive with most expressions using que. So you wouldn't say pour que tu peux, but it becomes pour que tu puisses. And the other thing to remember is that passer, when you talk about an exam, does not mean to pass. It only means to take. So remember that one. Now let's look at depuis, which is a preposition. Depuis can mean two things, one of them being for. J'habite ici depuis 10 ans. J'habite ici depuis 10 ans. I have been living here for 10 years. And you've noticed that in French we keep the present tense. I live here since 10 years. Because in French, really, we only have one word for and since, and it's depuis. So that's the other one. Je travaille ici depuis 1996. Je travaille ici depuis 1996. I have been working here since 1996. You see how you use depuis 10 ans for 10 years and since 96 depuis 96. Now, if you want to use since I did this, since I did that, you have to use depuis que, which is a conjunction. So when since is followed by a sentence, then you use depuis que, literally since that. Il pleut depuis que je suis arrivé. Il pleut depuis que je suis arrivé. It's been raining ever since I arrived. The ever is optional, but you usually include it in English for emphasis. That concludes today's lesson. I hope that was really useful. And please subscribe to my channel for more videos like this one. Comment below if you have any questions. I always encourage you to ask questions if you need any help. And if you need any courses or ebooks, just check FrenchInTheMidlands.com. À bientôt!